Smith is the woman you see there. She murdered her two little boys, 3-year-old Michael and 14-month-old Alex, by strapping them into their car seats and letting the car roll into a lake. The parole board unanimously said no. They sent Susan Smith back to her prison cell, and we are hearing today that she did not go quietly, apparently. An insider at the all-women prison told reporters that Smith was furious when she found out that she wasn't going anywhere for at least another 2 years. Here's part of what that eyewitness said, quote, "She was pissed. She was angry, crying, waving her hands, very agitated. It looked like she threw a tantrum." One of the many people who showed up in person this week to urge the parole board to keep Susan Smith locked up was Kevin Brackett. He is the solicitor for South Carolina's 16th Judicial District and has had Susan Smith's murder case on his desk literally his entire career. And Kevin was standing on the banks of John D. Long Lake 30 years ago when Susan Smith's car was pulled out with the bodies of Michael and Alex still inside. And he was on the prosecution team that sent Susan Smith to prison with that life sentence. And he joins me live now. Kevin, it's nice to see you. First of all, what do you make of her apparently having this outburst and apparently crying as she was on her way back to the prison cell?
It's no surprise to anybody who spent any time around her during that time period, during the trial, during the hearings leading up to the trial. I mean, she's never cared about anybody but herself. So, it's no surprise that she wasn't even thinking about what she did to land her where she is, and why that terrible crime is going to keep her there for at least another 2 years. She's never cared about anybody but Susan.
Do you think she actually thought she was going to get out? I mean, do you think she actually believed that? Because everyone on the outside, I mean, it just seemed like there was no way with this evil woman who killed her kids.
Yeah, I mean, she probably did, but I mean, she's a sociopath. So, I mean, she can't imagine that anybody out there doesn't love Susan as much as she loves Susan. So, it's probably not it's not beyond imagining that she really truly believed that they were going to, take pity on her and see her fake tears as real. And feel sorry for her and think, oh, this woman truly is remorseful and has reformed herself. It's that's just who she is. I mean, during the trial, it was and the hearings leading up to the trial, but especially during the trial because there was a jury, and so she knew she was on stage during the trial. But when the jury was out of the courtroom while we were taking care of business that they didn't need to hear, she would be smiling and laughing and talking to her attorneys and carrying on, and there was no big deal. The minute that they walked in the courtroom, she would immediately go into this sad pose and sit there with her head down like she was deep in thought about what how she'd screwed up and how sorry she felt and how sad she was. It was almost, I mean, the only thing we were missing was the guy on the set who does the action. Other than that, it was like a movie set, and she was acting, and so it just took me right back being at the parole hearing to 30 years ago, being in court with her.
Yeah, that must have been a really strange feeling for you. I guess I don't know if I was surprised, even if she was faking it. I thought she would apologize to David, the children's father, her ex-husband. I mean, I thought that he deserved that. I don't know if it would really matter to him at this point, but she didn't apologize at all.
No, no, she didn't, and who knows? Maybe she'll up her game next time, parole hearing 2.0, and try to put a little bit of that in there. But I honestly don't think that, given the seriousness of what she did, the horror, not only what she did to the kids, but what she did to the community and this whole country, lying about what happened. I mean, it was just such a heinous crime, and the cover up that followed. It was just really, really just a terrible, terrible crime. And I hope, and I told the parole board this, that I hope she spends the rest of her life in prison, and every 2 years she gets to repeat her tantrum as they take her back to her cell. And as I told the parole board, I hope her hopes are dashed every 2 years, just like she dashed David's hopes for a happy life with his children.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.